Half hour, the trial of Amy Bach wrapped for the day. The jury heard opening statements in the latest Feeding Our Future fraud trial. Bach is the alleged mastermind behind the scheme to defraud taxpayers of hundreds of millions of dollars through a child nutrition program. Lou Raguse was in the courtroom today. He joins us now with details on how each side is presenting their argument. Lou?
The prosecution told the jury that Amy Bach got money, power, and adoration while facilitating fraud as executive director of Feeding Our Future. Bach's attorney told the jury that Bach was lied to, that she tried to stop the fraud, and now she's being scapegoated. In the prosecution's opening statement in the big Feeding Our Future meal fraud case, Assistant U.S. Attorney Dan Bobier told the jury at the head of this scheme was Amy Bach. She got to decide who got to be in the scheme and who did not. She was the gatekeeper. Bobier said Bach was motivated to defraud the federal child nutrition program for money because the nonprofit Feeding Our Future kept 10% of all the meal site's claims. And he said Bach used the account as a personal slush fund, in addition to funneling $1 million to her boyfriend's account. In addition, he said Bach enjoyed the power she had and the adoration she received from her alleged co-conspirators. She was relentless. She didn't just facilitate the fraud, she fought for it. When MDE raised concerns, Amy Bach went to war, Bobier said. Bach's attorney Kenneth Udoybach showed the jury faces of several people who've already pleaded guilty to fraud and might testify in this trial. And Udoybach said Bach either kicked out or reported those particular fraudsters, but that the Minnesota Department of Education wouldn't listen to her. Ms. Bach should not be held responsible for the actions of others. MDE refused to investigate fraud. If MDE will not investigate fraud, what can one woman do? Udoybach said. Udoybach especially pointed the finger at Abdikerm Idle, who's charged but fled the country. Udoybach said Idle took advantage of the language barrier, since Bach doesn't speak Somali, to recruit fraudsters and take bribes without her knowing. Now, also standing trial with Bach is Salim Saeed. He's one of the former owners of Safari Restaurant and is accused of opening up phony meal sites all across the state and becoming one of the most prolific fraudsters in this entire case. Coming up at 6 now, I'll have more on the first few witnesses in this case. Saeed's attorney giving a very brief opening statement, asking the jury to pay very close attention to the evidence. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Lou.